Hello everyone and welcome to part 109. Forgetting what part I'm on. Not a good start. Wanted to go to the chart just to see how many empty spaces are left. So obviously there's two here. Presumably one of them is Vegemon and one of them is Ninjamon. I say that because I've skipped out the fertilizer, which means I've skipped out Vegemon, and also I don't have Ninjamon's item. So yeah, presumably one of them is Vegemon, one of them is Ninjamon. Obviously they account for 2 spaces, 3, 6. Okay, only 6 more Digimon to Digivolve to. Not the best start, forgetting what part I'm on. I believe it's part 109, but nonetheless, hello and welcome. Fortunately I haven't forgotten what my motive is, because it's the same motive that I've had for quite a while, which is get a champion and then get thrashed by Mount Infinity's powerful opponents. And I have 5 techniques, I think. It's slowly creeping down. It probably feels like a lifetime ago, but there was a point where I did have every technique, and I was obviously presented the medal for it, and then the techniques became less significant, and then from doing this I've gradually lost technique after technique, and it's gradually getting lower and lower, and yeah, now I'm down to 5, which is probably the lowest I've had since the beginning of the challenge, where I had 1. So I started off with 1 technique, which was Spitfire, with Agumon. Slowly worked my way up to every technique, and have rather quickly, I would say rather quickly, dropped back down. I certainly think I've lost my techniques quicker than I certainly think I've lost techniques quicker than I gained them, but yeah. Obviously I've dropped back down and I'm now back at 5. And obviously every time I do get defeated, I've got fewer techniques now, but I'm normally still losing at least 1 technique. But then when I digivolve to a rookie and then a champion, very often I'll get the odd technique back. Because even if I was to drop down to 0 techniques, even if I was to lose every technique. The moment I Digivolve to a rookie, I would get one back, wouldn't I? So, and obviously the baby Digimon and in training Digimon have their own exclusive techniques, which don't show on the chart, and I don't believe they can be lost. Then yeah, the moment I Digivolve to a rookie, I'll get their technique, and if I was to then Digivolve further, then I would then get their techniques if it's different, if their starting technique is different to the previous Digimon's starting technique. I believe that's Garulamon, and it is. The Digimon seem to be going in order from types, because to begin with it seemed to be I was getting like nothing but fire Digimon, and then it seemed to go to battle, and then lately I had a load of earth, and now it seems to be nothing but ice like types. So looks like I'm going in natures. Not that anyone cares, but it's just a pattern that I think I noticed, but it doesn't really matter. The only thing that matters is getting the Digimon. I know Centauramon doesn't make any money from when you rest here, because I know it's free to rest, but then you do have to pay to undergo treatment and buy medicine and stuff. You would think with the money he has made, he'd be able to afford a cleaner to clear up the massive pile of shit that we were kind enough to make over time, that our Digimon has to rest in every time we rest here, and Centauramon has to put up with it every time he works here, which is 24/7 in the digital world. I'm glad we are Digivolving, because I have a feeling we may only be one care mistake away from Supermon. I best check that. If I am, then it might be smart to do what I did a few parts ago, and basically Digivolve to the champion, but then have a care mistake and Digivolve to Supermon, just to empty out the care mistake gorge, because if I look at it, that is one away, I think. It's just, at the moment, all it takes is for me to have one slip up and I'll get Sukamon, and that would be an inconvenience, because if it was to happen while I've got a baby Digimon or an in-training Digimon, then I'd have to either reset or go to Trash Mountain and get him turned back, because I wouldn't be able to then get a champion, well, a wanted champion, if I was to get Sukamon. Give peace of mind that I can at least afford a mistake, because I know I am trying my best to prevent care mistakes, but yeah, give peace of mind knowing that I can afford to have the odd slip up. So I think it's 20 care mistakes that fill the gorge. So at the moment, one mistake will cost me everything. If I do what I said, then 20 will cost me everything. And with the few number of remaining Digimon that I've got to get, I can't imagine for 1 minute I'd have 20 care mistakes. In an ideal world, I shouldn't really be having any because, I mean, you only have them if you have them, right? I mean, as long as you're observant and do things correctly, you shouldn't have care mistakes, should you? Because it's not like the game would just produce a magical glitch where they just randomly go for a dump without any kind of warning. But even so, just because something should happen or shouldn't happen, it doesn't mean that it will happen or won't happen. But certainly after sleeping, I should probably check his status every hour until he needs to go, and then when he does go, then check every 3 hours. So we're half a day away from the next treasure hunt, because I remember it went day 18, then day 21, then day 24, so next will be day 27, which is half a day away. It's kind of helpful that it's a treasure hunt's every 3 days, and there's 30 days in a year, and obviously 3 is a multiple of 30. It's handy because that means that every year the treasure hunt will be on the same days, provided you don't miss any days. Or at least I think that's how it will work. Because 3 being a multiple of 30, I presume that if it's day 27 this year, then it'll be day 27 every year, providing I don't miss a single day. And if that is the way of things, then it's certainly an easy way to keep up with it. Obviously the special one, which is 10 days, but 10 is also a multiple of 30, so you would have the same way of remembering. That is if I have got my maths right, and I'm not barking up the wrong tree. This is well and truly taking us up to day 27. So now we'll go to Monzaemon. And after this would probably be as good a time as any to force a care mistake. Do we need to sleep? So if I just go rest crazy, he will have a care mistake, and then it'll be over to Sukamon. More importantly, the care mistake gorge will be empty, go to Mount Infinity, get Sukamon defeated, new egg, new baby, new Digimon. If I stop now, has that been enough? No? Okay. There's a question of, should I be kind to Centauramon and let Sukamon clear up the shit mess? Because, okay, he needs to go, so he should go after this rest. And he is. So we should now be Digivolving. And we are. Well, seeing as Centauramon's been really helpful to us throughout this challenge, I think I'll be nice and let Sukamon clear the mess up. But there's no point going to Trash Mountain and getting Sukamon turned back to Garulamon, because all we're going to do is go to Mount Infinity and get defeated. Sukamon being weaker and having lower stats will probably get defeated quicker. Not to mention that it would cost time to go to Trash Mountain and get him turned back anyway. We've got Garulamon on the chart, and that's the important thing. There, happy days. Yeah, with this game, I couldn't possibly clear up every care mistake, because obviously there's so many like places you can go to, and so there's so many like possible places where you can have care mistakes, and I just couldn't possibly remember like all the places where care mistakes have happened, so I couldn't possibly go around clearing everything up. Gabumon. For some reason I just had a random crazy sudden theory that talking to Gabumon might magically boost my chances of Drimogemon finding something useful, aka Ninjamon's Digivolution item. It's a crazy theory, and it's a rather sad one. You know, I admit the game does look nicer when there's not like piles of shit lying around all over the place. But then you need to get Sukamon at least once in order to 100% the game, and there's only one way to get Sukamon, and that's from having a load of shit being dumped on the ground. I guess the only thing you can do really is just remember, try and have it all in the same place, and then have Sukamon clear it up afterwards. Because I admit it does look nicer with it not being there. Seems I failed to notice the odd bit of shit near Monochromon. Not to worry. As soon as I'm done with this, I probably won't return to Mount Infinity. Don't really have any reason to. So I won't know it's there. And my Digimon must really hate me because obviously their happiness and discipline gets affected if you run away from a battle. It certainly gets affected if you lose a battle. And obviously I've noticed that from pretty much every time that I've lost these battles, I noticed when returning to Mountain Infinity, the happiness and discipline usually drops to the negative. But then it refills when you have a new Digimon. And we have just 5 empty spaces left. Thank you everyone for watching, and hope you enjoyed.